So, okay, I got to give you my herd hierarchy. It's every Tuesday. I spend more time than any human should on a stupid top 10 list, but here we go.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Dallas Cowboys. Let's not overreact. Dak is 11-1 against the awful NFC East. And by the way, the Cowboys are 26-0 when they have more rushing attempts than passing attempts. So I don't think he's Mahomes, and he keeps winning divisional games. But the key is you have to admit the defense is faster than last year. They have 8 takeaways. This Dallas defense is rangier and more athletic. So I don't think they're going to be in shootouts every week. I don't think it's an elite defense. But when I watch them play, they are on the ball faster than last year and better coached. That's a top 10 team.
Number 9.
Raiders. Listen, here's what worries me. They've overcome 14-point deficits in 2 of their 3 wins. You can't fall behind in this league and keep winning. That worries me. And they got both the Dolphins and the Ravens at home. I want to see them now do something on the road beyond Pittsburgh and that anemic offense. 2 things. They finally have a pass rush. Finally. It's been a long time. They're generating one without blitzing. And number 2, you know how I think about Derek Carr. Only quarterback in the league right now, averaging 400-plus yards passing. And this is what veteran quarterbacks do, sprinkling it around. Sunday, 9 different targets. That's important because Green Bay feels totally dependent on Devontae Adams. Derek is sprinkling it around the roster.
Number 8.
Arizona Cardinals. Listen, they're throwing for 300 yards and rushing for 100 yards every weekend. It's just a wildly dynamic offense coupled with a good pass rush. That's a good thing. That was the Peyton Manning formula. Peyton's going to score a lot of points. You're going to have to throw to beat Peyton, so get a pass rush. So Arizona, Steve Keim, the GM. They're scoring, they're pass rushing, and, I mean, you can say what you want about Kyler Murray. He's got a rushing touchdown in all 3 games. Like, that's part of his game. Let's accept it. He's good at it. He's a nightmare to face. I would not want to be a defensive coordinator against Arizona.
Number 7.
Cleveland. If you control the clock, you control the outcome. Second best rushing offense in the league. I do believe you have to play a certain way with Baker, but let's be fair. He's completing 72% of his throws. When he's in situations, play action with this offense, he's a very effective thrower of the football. Odell Beckham, good to see him back. He adds an over-the-top element they don't really have with Jarvis Landry as often. It's a very good football team. Ranking them 7, I went back and forth on 7, 6, 5, but here's why I put them 7.
Number 6.
Because I put the Chiefs number 6, who beat them and dominated them in the second half. I could have gone either way on this. Listen, the Chiefs have held a lead in 65 consecutive games. Let's not overreact. They have led every single game they've played for 4 years. Let's not go crazy here. But their defense right now cannot make situational stops anywhere, including the red zone. So I'm going to put them 1 spot ahead of Cleveland because they dominated them in the second half when they met this year. But I'm not sure if they met again, Kansas City would win in their current state.
Number 5.
The Packers, very good team. My concern is their offense right now is ranked 26th in the NFL, and Aaron's averaging 215 yards passing. They are unbelievably reliant on one great wide receiver, Devontae Adams. They have got to develop, like the Raiders and Derek Carr, more weapons. Now, I thought the Raiders were a little bit dependent on the tight end Waller for the first week. You got to give me other guys because the best coach teams will take a great tight end or a great wideout out of the game. But I really loved their win this Sunday, and I said even if they lost, it was the first time in 2 or 3 years I saw Green Bay go up against a highly physical team, and they were the stronger, more physical team. I thought the win had value beyond just the final score.
Number 4.
I know I'm totally overrating the Broncos. I'm going to admit it. They've beaten garbage teams. The teams they've beaten are 0-9. I will admit it. But I have a soft spot for Teddy Bridgewater. I have a soft spot for quarterbacks that don't make a mistake and understand via self-awareness, I don't have to win the games. This defense is fantastic. They solved their corner issue, getting Kyle Fuller from the Bears and drafting Patrick Surtain. We knew they had a pass rush. They're also overcoming injuries at the wide receiver spot. But I have been saying this for a year. I love this roster. They just make too many mistakes with Drew Lock. So I know I'm overvaluing them, but I think in a one-game situational moment against the team, everybody in the league, if you had to go to Denver and play today, you would be in a game for the final 30 seconds. I think they've got a lot of things going for them.
Number 3.
Tampa Bay. Their pass rush now is increasingly hit and miss. Their pass defense, they've got some injuries in the back end, is not very good. But Brady leads the NFL in touchdown passes with 10. I've got a championship team. It is not a shock that one side of the ball for a championship team, when everybody got the bag, is a little soft. I trust Todd Bowles. I trust Bruce Arians. The pass rush, which may be much better this weekend, I feel the same way about Washington and Tampa. Where's the pass rush? The personnel's there. Where's the pass rush? I think they'll get there.
Number 2.
I love the Buffalo Bills organization top to bottom. Ownership, top to bottom. Ownership, GM, coach, quarterback. Listen, 5 of the last 6 regular season games they've played, they've scored 35-plus points. They got everything. They can go slot. They can run it. He can run it. By the way, they have solved the number one issue they had last year, and it was a real issue. They had no pass rush. They now are 7th in the NFL in sacks. They have aggressively tried to upgrade that position via the draft in the last 2 years. They have an excellent GM, and they've hit in a couple of picks. So this is a high-scoring team that has solved their issue.
Number 1.
I don't know what to say about the Rams. I thought Kevin Clark at the Ringer nailed it. They no longer have to throw on play action. They just drop back and throw it deep. That is the advantage of Matt Stafford. I don't see the weakness. Now, I do believe their offensive line needs healthy tackles. Halverstein and Andrew Whitworth are really good. They're the 3rd highest rated offensive line. They're not as iconic as the Cowboys O-line. Maybe not as talented on the interior as that Eagles great O-line several years ago, but this is a really good offensive line. They've got over-the-top receivers. Sony Michel has filled in nicely for the injured Cam Akers. I don't see a weakness right here. I don't. By the way, Sean McVay is one of the best scheming coaches in the league. Translation, they score early in games. And when they lead at half, they're 40-0 under McVay. It's a great recipe. It's the Bill Walsh Niners recipe, which, by the way, Sean McVay, his family comes from Bill Walsh. They scheme the first 12 plays. They take a lead. If they can hold the lead to half, they never lose under McVay. 40-0 when leading at half. It's a good recipe for success. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.